How are you? Happy Juve. It is now Thursday and it is 4:23 a.m. And let's get started. Welcome. This is Niggs. How are you? This is your neighborhood love dealer coming to you with the latest goings ons in these spiritual streets. I am going to update my bio probably later on today because I needed to reflect more accurately the information that is being given here. See, at first, when I started this page, my main thing was just to navigate my own life. However, I see how parallel things are given the circumstances. So now I have to really think about the instances that I am describing. See, while some instances are tailored to one person, there are instances where multiple people are being affected by almost the same exact events. So, this is where we are. Please stay tuned. We also love bits of entertainment. This channel is for entertainment purposes. However, we do have pertinent information. Some of it is locally sourced, and others I can show you what book, I can tell you what book, I can tell you what movie, I can tell you what actor. So keep in mind that this is not only for entertainment, but for information that does apply to real life situations. Hopefully, this helps. All right, so where we left off, I've got information, downloads, and things of that nature. I've listened to the birds this morning, and they sound so nice and chirpy. And I guess they were happy about the rain last night. It did bring down a bit of the heat, but the rain last night was, oh my goodness, it was like the sleeping potion of a lifetime. It was like the Sandman came through and said, everyone, every one of you, even the wicked must rest. So we had, excuse me, a little less activity on the nocturnal side because spirit come through, come through. God is in control. And I know there were a lot of people that felt as though they were in control, but he's still in control. And I will say this of an incident that happened yesterday. Um, I am aware that that incident, the Kanika Jenkins incident, was like really, really a big incident. So it's kind of telling what or what kind of things you're trying to get into. And I'm just saying, I don't want to be connected with that type of information or situation. And it's very telling for you to put that onto my chat because it tells a lot about you and your ambitions and things of that nature. So if I were you, I would refrain from things like that because that's a big scope. And I know I don't want to be involved in that thing. I have no idea what you want to be involved in. So keep me out of it. Anyway, so moreover, this is what I am talking about 27 in Job. Moreover, Job continued his parable and said, as God liveth, who hath taken away my judgment, and the Almighty who hath vexed my soul. All the while my breath is in me, and the Spirit of God is in my nostrils. My lips shall not speak wickedness, nor my tongue utter deceit. I saw him on the stairs, and I saw him trying to sneak away. It was a home invasion. I saw him trying to sneak away, but a man, a businessman, stood in the way. In the dream, I was arguing. The guy put an ID on his shoulder. He wanted me to look at the ID because that was the distraction. There was one girl. She was involved. she was feeding the younger guy information, and the younger guy was coming at me. However, it was a misconstrued. It was something about mistaken identity. But I saw a shadow on the left of me, and it took off running when it saw me turn my attention toward it and leave the information that was in the quarrel. So I went to pursue who I saw gathering things in the darkness. And when I ran toward where the guy had ran when he saw me watching, it was as though there was a businessman with a mustache and a tie and a slate blue shirt with a small black and white fro standing in the way of the burglar. I woke up out of the dream. My foot was on the way to kick him in the nose. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a tiger by his toe. If he hollers, let him go. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Out goes the cat. Out goes the rat. Out goes the lady with the baseball bat. Okay, so nursery rhymes. Somebody's playing a lot of games. From childhood, they've been playing a lot of games, but the stakes are higher now because we're no longer children. It's like the businessman was the front. Immediately, I went from to and I jumped. I didn't walk down the steps. I jumped because I knew I wasn't going to be able to take one step at a time to get to the thief. But it was as though there was a businessman standing in the way of me getting to the burglar. And then I woke up. I was like, oh, okay. The plot thickens. So there's a businessman who stands in front of burglars. He's the cover-up. He has like a mustache. This is what I saw. His mustache wasn't that big. It wasn't a big mustache. He was like fair-skinned. He wasn't that dark. He wasn't exactly light. He was like dishwater fair, something like that. It's like maybe he had a skin condition, rosacea, some stuff. I don't know, but or maybe that was just how he shows up spiritually, like not very clean. Oh. Yeah, let's get back to Job because that was kind of convicting too. When I started to read it, it was as though Job was venomous in his explanation as he went forth. So let's get into it because when I was like, oh my gosh, this is intense. I love it here. Okay, so I got a sucker. Hard, huge. It takes a long time to usually finish these. Something about an all-day sucker. Somebody's an all-day sucker. Someone got took for a lot. Okay, so somebody did a breakup spell or a lustful spell or a temptation. They sent someone towards someone because whatever. However, it was out of alignment. See, the thing about it is, at the same time that person was doing the breakup spell, I was praying to be released from that situation. So what happened was a chaos agent got sent in as a way by way. He was already plotting something. And whatever he plotted, it got all misconstrued up in all the prayers and the axings and the supplications that were going out at the time. So at the same time somebody was doing a breakup spell, I was doing a I don't want to do this shit anymore spell. So somebody came in, and what happened is they buffered the karma that the guy was supposed to get because it was in design for that union to come apart. It was already going to happen. It was just that better things would have happened as a result had that person not jumped in to fill the space. There was supposed to be a void, but because someone wanted to jump in as the poodle, the toy, they actually created a situation for themselves where they actually jumped in the way of someone's full entire karma. So now this person has to share, like it's almost like a benchmate. This person has to share in whatever's coming down for this person, and they have to share it all the way. Unfortunately, what happened was the person who basically ended up being a benchmate with this person um is still dragging my energy along in it, because honestly all this was supposed to be transferred over to them, but they still want me to keep being in it because everybody feels like shit because they can't hide the fact that, oh, I wasn't supposed to be there. See, when you came in and you were like, I'm going to be a deaconess, I'm going to be a deaconess. And I realized that I'd never seen you do anything remotely that I seen God would answer. I was like, this is some bullshit. This is some bullshit. So yeah, it was this. And I'm so happy that you decided that you wanted to, you found a friend, you found someone just like you. I'm in total gratitude. But the issue is, why are you still talking about me after all this time? Because I'm over here chilling. So what's crazy is, I'll tell you this. If you feel as though you're a divine feminine, these are things that divine feminines don't do. We're not going to double down on a man that is cheating on us left and right. We're not going to double down on a man that is having sex in each and every zip code, every hoe she gets to go, okay? We don't hold on to those. And we certainly don't hire hackers to hide the fact that our husband is a hoe. We don't pursue the woman as though she is the source of love, okay? We don't do that. And we certainly don't pursue her to the point where we don't understand who is infatuated with moi. We don't know. Is it the man or is it the woman, or are you both just weird? Okay. So this is what's happening. And I just want to be clear on saying this. Go forward and set yourself free. Because it is embarrassing to know. And then it's crazy because I don't know if you know this, but your friends know. They just know that you're a psycho. So they don't really tell you to your face that this shit is embarrassing. It's embarrassing for them to have to keep your secrets because you might go off. It's embarrassing for the women that you go after because we no longer have his ass. What the fuck do you want? 83 on the thing. That's wonderful. So we just be trying to figure out, why did you do that? Why did you spend so much money trying to cover up a man who's going to keep making the same entire mistakes? And that says a lot about you. And it's crazy because both of you are digging holes simultaneously for yourselves while you're supposedly digging holes for other people. And it's karma that comes with that. It's a rack of things. And everybody isn't as ignorant as they appear. A lot of your friends save face a lot. And you buy them things because you feel as though that is the loyalty that you want. But when loyalty has a price, you have to watch out for gouging. You also have to watch out for leverage. You also have to watch out for competitors, okay? So that is on that. And it's embarrassing, it really is, to always have to spend a small fortune every time this man decides to wander off into the streets. It's wild. It's the operation that you put away for this person should be reserved for presidents. Like, really, honestly, shit is crazy. Okay, so getting into Job. Moreover, Job continued his parable and said, as God liveth, who have taken away my judgment, and the Almighty, who have vexed my soul, all the while my breath is in me, and the Spirit of God is in my spirit, is in my nostrils. I'm sorry. I want to say that again. All the while my breath is in me, and the Spirit of God is in my nostrils. Smell it. You can smell it. Them demons stink. My lips shall not speak wickedness, nor my tongue utter deceit. God forbid that I should justify you. Till I die, I will not remove mine integrity from me. My righteousness I hold fast, and I will not let it go. My heart shall not reproach me so long as I live. Let mine enemy be as the wicked, and he that riseth up against me as the unrighteous. For what is the hope of the hypocrite, though he hath gained, when God taketh away his soul? Will God hear his cry when trouble cometh upon him? Will he delight himself in the Almighty? That's when y'all go to God, when y'all can't go to yourselves no more. Will he always call upon God? Yeah, the guy who you always doubt until you find yourself in a trap. I know. I will teach you by the hand of God that which is with the Almighty will I not conceal. You don't have to conceal when you're with God. You can just pray all out in front of people's faces. It's that witchcraft shit you gotta hide. Behold, all ye yourselves have seen it. Why then are ye thus altogether vain? This is the portion of a wicked man with God, and the heritage of oppressors, which they shall receive of the Almighty. If his children be multiplied, it is for the sword, and his offspring shall not be satisfied with bread. Those that remain of him shall be buried in death, and his widow shall not weep. Though he heap up silver as the dust, and prepare raiment as the clay, he may prepare it, but the just shall put it on, and the innocent shall divide the silver. He buildeth his house as a moth, and as a booth that the keeper maketh. The rich man shall lie down, but he shall not be gathered. He opened his eyes, and he is not. Terrors take hold on him as waters. A tempest stealeth him away in the night. The east wind carrieth him away, and he departeth. And as a storm hurleth him out of his place. For God shall cast upon him, and not spare. He would fain flee out of his hand. Men shall clap their hands at him, and shall hiss him out of his place. Amen. Selah. So be it. So let it be. Job not only spoke his piece, he said it with his chest. He said, I know. You might have got a couple dollars. I see you flexing. That's what's up. But do y'all remember a movie called Paid in Full? Yeah, I remember that too. See, that movie did too many things at the same time. It was too good. That was one thing. It was too good. It was a classic. That's one of the main reasons why I remember BBs. Also, I have a love-hate relationship with the Saab. It's something about the Saab. That German car, the Saab, it caused a lot of rifts around the teenage guys in my family. Like, one thing about Elaine, is if they watch a movie long enough, they'll try to reenact the whole effing thing. They'll try to play the characters, but the thing about it is, if it ain't in you, it ain't in you. And a lot of you found out or finding out you're not Cameron. I forgot what his name was in the movie. You're not him. You're not Killer. You're not Killer Cam. You're not them. And you're definitely not Money Making Midge. But some of you are in so many ways. And some of you are Killer Cam in so many ways. Remember the hate. Remember the disrespect. Remember the double crossing. Remember the backdoor deal. Remember how they set everything up. Remember who came out on top, who actually went through the most. I mean, this guy was in the hospital looking at everybody like, you know what? You're cool. We're good. But I don't want to be you at all. And he's the perfect example of how you watch a person and you see exactly what you don't want to do. Remember how Mitch and all them, they were flashy, they were aggressive. Money was the motive, and the motive was money. There was no loyalty. They couldn't even break bread without petty games being played. Remember, you can't get no food. You can't get no food. Remember somebody betting and not having the money? It's a lot like that. So, paid in full was a ode to the culture. It did so many things at one time. It confused the people. It glamorized that lifestyle at the same time. It did give reality checks. However, depending on the child and the environment and the brain, different messages were construed. Some left and they were like, I'm never getting a job. I'm going to get some sub BBs. I'm going to get a connect and I'm going to go that way. Some went the other way and they said, I don't really want to get shot up. I can't count like that. I don't know. Just, I don't know. My mom, right, that sort of thing. And then there were some in the middle that said, look, if I'm going to do life right, I've got to pay very good attention to the middle of this shit. Right? All right. So we're starting to figure out in adulthood which lane everybody went in. Which lane everybody went in. Pay attention. All my words matter. You just haven't figured it out yet. Until you do. And then it hits you like a smack in the middle of the night. You're like, that's what she was referencing. I love it. It's a slow burn and it makes you think. It makes you think. It really does. So what's up? ¿Qué pasa? ¿Qué pasa? What's up? And I was hit with a little bit of inspiration. This is my story. This is my song. Watching a spirit all day long. So while we got our eyes on our spiritual streets, be sure to take hold of your own story and let no one write on your pages, especially without you knowing. And what's funny to me is I checked my spam the other day and there's so much heightened sexual activity going on in my spam, and I know that I'm not on any dating sites. I'm not on any, like, I don't have an OnlyFans. I don't even have a TikTok. So that leads me to believe that one of you crafty characters has gotten on here and done something with my picture or my information to where someone feels as though they can put that crap in my inbox. It's pretty nasty, but it's also interesting to see when you look at the messages who might have been behind such filth and debauchery. Ew. Ew. Oh, this. Yeah, you need to work. And that is sexual health. See, when people don't have things to do beyond just jerk off all day, they don't really work because they are tired, because they've been releasing life source out of their spine all day. So You have to be careful with people who are really good at sex. I remember I had some before and it was so good I got the hell up. I said, "Oh, no, this is not going to work for me." He said, "Why? Was it bad?" I said, "No, it was too good," which means you have too much time doing this shit. And hell no, you will not be nothing in my brain. Goodbye. Honestly, you really have to think about it like that. Like, why the fuck were you so good? And do you do anything else besides this shit? And that is the question you really need to ask. Some people are good at it because that's all they ever invested in. And you have to know that that's the person that you can run. You got to run because you need to be able to detach from things like that because those people will try to snatch your soul. Those people want to be in your brain. This is why they try to do it so intensely. They want that whatever message they were trying to construe to be constantly sending signals up your spine into your brain from them. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be careful who you engage with that stuff with. This is why it is very important for you to not give it so freely or often, especially when it comes to someone trying to wreck your damn brain. I don't want to be wrecked to that point where I agree that being broke is cute. Mm-mm. I also don't want to be so far up the materialistic thing that I go into a manic attack because I can't get what I want. So you have to think about the people who love the middle. That's the plan. That's the objective. Yeah. You'd be a person I stay the fuck away from. Yeah. Yet you can't be letting people put tethers on your brain because God said that idolatry is a sin. And that is indeed idolatry. You do not want that. It's so embarrassing. Why does he show up immediately when that shit happens? Someone's staring very intensely. Take it back, sir. Take it back. Take it back. Six of cups, six of swords, seven, the chariot. No, 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 no. This is not going to happen. This is not. No, thank you. I don't subscribe. Anyway, 98, 89, 98, 89. Somebody's born in 98 or 89. I can't get over it. The guy looked like his name was Greg. The guy who I wanted to kick in the nose in the dream, who I swear I jumped over the banister and I was headed down there. It was as though it was like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. It went in slow motion for that little bit of time. And I saw my painted toe almost connect with his nose. However, I woke up. Damn it. Like, ugh. Jiu-jitsu. Oh, I could have did something, but it didn't happen that way. I've been training for all this time. But anyway, he looked like his name could be Greg. And something about a hill. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, so let me just keep shuffling because something tells me there's a message coming out this morning. Shout out to everyone who, you know. It was crazy because the chick with the boneless edges kept staring at me in the gallery, and it was like, what the hell is going on? And then I saw her small head, bald head. Her hair was done to the nines, but the girl that was with her hair was not done. And I realized that they mentioned it a few times in the readings, not my readings, but they mentioned the girl wouldn't do her daughter's hair, but she spend a lot of money on her own appearance. I mean, does the guy not see that you don't really care for the girl's appearance? Maybe it's because she's probably going to fill out better than you, and you're afraid of that because you're jealous of just about everybody, and that says a lot about you. Have you ever been able to make a real friend, or is it always leverage? Are you always purchasing them, or like fear mongering or something? How is it you socialize? Because you seem a bit odd. Hmm. But if I were you, I wouldn't focus on me. I'd focus on the fact that my child is missing certain sections of her life. Okay, so Wheel of Fortune, King of Cups, the three, and then the Page of Cups. I'd love to see what this is. I don't know what that is. All right, so okay, so I did four cards. I usually do three at a time. So let's see what's going on. We got Jupiter, Wheel of Fortune, that's turning. We got the King of Cups, that is Pisces and Aquarius. Emotionally balanced, compassion, diplomatic control, balanced, supportive leader, tolerance, empathetic. Teamwork, collaboration, learning, implementation, building something. Page of Cups, create opportunities, intuitive messages, curiosity, possibility, happy, sunrise, dreamer, sensitivity, new love. Like things didn't really get weird until Nolan. So Nolan's guilty of a lot of shit that has more to do than me. Like he's guilty for the shit he did to me and who he decided to help do the shit to me. But I think he did that to a lot of other women in a lot of other states too, because he has resources to travel and he uses that as his way in because he's supposed to be trustworthy. But he's a piece of shit. Yep, he knows it. I texted it to him. 1010 on the screen. 1010, that's wish fulfillment twice. That's 20, that's balancing the polarities. I love it here. Okay, 910, still 10. 3 10s, that's 30, that's 3. Creator. All right, so King of Cups, then we've got the yes, we've got the 3, that's teamwork, collaboration, implementation. Why is there only a 10 and a 3 on this board? There's 4 cards, but there's only a 10 and a 3 on this. Everybody in the tarot community, what is 13? Okay, I'll tell you. It's death and transformation. So condolences to those who have lost somebody. I didn't lose anyone, not recently. Didn't gain anyone either. Anyway, since I'm saying stuff. All right, so happy birthday and congratulations to all your events. Congratulations to those who are graduating. The proms are coming up. Be beautiful, be great. Don't overspend. Remember, those are milestones for you to get to the next one. Don't go broke doing the one that you can't afford the next one. Okay, let's do it. I love it when I see my people elevating, growing, and getting shit done. All right, so we've got the 10. That is the Wheel of Fortune. That is good luck, karma, life cycles, destiny, turning point, change, inevitable, fate, ups and downs, unpredictable. You have to know if you are real in this life, you know that life can be unpredictable and you will go through ups and downs. Even if you are on an upswing, there may be things that come along that try to dim your light. But if it's authentic, nothing will shock you. It'll roll over you like a duck to water, right off your feathers, okay? So somebody needs to go and get your duck protection, all right? Let it roll on off of you. Let it roll on off of you. Okay, so then we got this King of Cups. I told you that was the 10. And then we have the emotional balance, King of Cups. That can be a man or a woman. I see this, even though this is supposed to be the King of Cups, the way that this is, it's given Mona Lisa like, but it's given chin. So it's a feminine man or a woman that is indeed handsome. She has a strong chin, which can mean a lot of things spiritually. It just means that somebody is stable emotionally, and they are assertive. They're able to operate in both their masculine and feminine at the same time because, hey, sometimes a woman has to show someone that they don't back down, especially when it comes to mama bear stuff like around, like what? You coming after my cubs? Like round, what's going on? I got to protect them. Round, if there's no me, I can't be there for them. Round, you calling me crazy, but I got this kid. How the fuck is this happening? The person that's trying to call you crazy leaves you with a child that they never check on. Somebody's not connecting some dots. Click. Anyway, so yeah, some of us are out here in these streets navigating everything very well. And there's somebody who's upset that you don't look the way that they wanted you to look. It's somebody who wants you to look like what you've been through. And unfortunately for them, you just don't. And for some reason, they look like every motherfucking thing, even though they've avoided it. Oh. Anyway, so like I was saying, someone looks like all that shit that they haven't been through or they tried to hide. This is the thing. A lot of people don't want you to know what they're going through behind the scenes. And that is good because people aren't supposed to be nosy. But when it comes to health, when it comes to someone's well being, when it comes to safety, when it comes to the public, when it comes to children, everyone should be a village when it comes to protection. However, it's the opposite. Everybody is a village when it comes to removing everyone's protection because everyone feels as though they are more entitled to safety than other people. Everybody want to shoot, nobody wants to get shot. And this is the issue. They never believe what's good for the goose is indeed great for the gander. So please stop asking for respect and love and nurturing for yourself if you don't feel as though no one else should have it. The same things that unfortunately look free are actually priceless, like water, like emotions, like respect, like minding one's business, like having respect for humanity and other people's hustle. There you go. If I'm not over there on your hustle, why the hell are you over here on mine? I'm beaming, baby. I'm beaming. Oh, Scotty, beam me up. My name is Willie. Beaming. My name is Steaming. My name is Hey. Any Given Sunday. That's a football movie. I like that movie. I like Jamie Foxx. He's a quadruple threat. He's an actor. He's a singer. He's a he's an actor. He's a singer. He's a comedian. There's something else that Jamie Foxx is. Any Given Sunday, NFL. We got Al Pacino. We got Cameron Diaz. Hold up, hold up. We them boys. Hold up, hold up. We them boys. Oh, it's a bunch of old dudes playing and shit. It's a bunch of old dudes that then got old enough and survived, and they feel as though everybody else is pawns on their little play chessboard. So they actually are playing Hunger Games within a game. Within a game, there are a bunch of people that are they move. They some stickers and movers. They move things behind the scene. Like they got more pull than some of the people that's in the public scene. And this is what's going on. I don't know how the fuck y'all mix me up in this shit. Please go get your next come up off of somebody else. This has not been easy for a reason. So King of Cups, Aquarius, Pisces, Capricorn. So there's a situation. Everybody's trying to think out of the box. Everybody's trying to be intuitive. Everybody's trying to do that. Okay, so everybody's trying to do the spiritual around warfare thing, this warfare, the spiritual warfare, because this is basically where we are. We have male and female energy out of this Pisces and this Aquarius. What's crazy is their energies are so volatile, they're interchanging. So you don't know whether it's a man or a female attacking you, but it's a man and a woman. It's just both of them are very confused sexually, and it's been so much for so long that they confuse the thing. When you read and you're reading for them too, but they come across as four different people. And they try to call me fucking crazy. Somebody needs a goddamn a permanent hug coat for real. Maybe they taking medicine, or maybe the fact that they so hard on this strategic move that nobody can really tell, or maybe people do know this person is batshit crazy, and this is why they know they want to get the job done. Either way, Death and transformation is out here. Okay, so feel how you want. I felt how I did. Shit. I be damned if I'm gonna put somebody else's feelings before my own. Shoot. Anywho, that's for those who need to hear it. It's as small as you might want it to be, it's bigger than what you think. Hold on, stay tight, stay prayed up. Change is definitely coming, whether you get into it or not. But what he needs you to do is handle your business. Don't let these things stop you from getting up and attending to your daily things. You have to live, you have to function. Please do not give up. Hold on. Change is coming. 12 and 21. 3 and 3. 33rd. You know, a lot of times people ask and they be like, what happened between 12 and 33? Because in the Bible, 12 and between the ages of 12 and 23, they don't say nothing about what Jesus was doing. Well, I think that was because he was in the wilderness during that time. And a lot of people hate when I say God is a gangster and he be thugging and he be doing these things and da 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 da. And they don't realize that God was in the wilderness for a time. He had to find out, he had to do what he had to do and go on his pilgrimage. And when he came out 100. He came out a whole stack. You see what I'm saying? So this is why we know that when you get to those milestones, you are hitting ascension, because when you were a child, you did childish things. When you became an adult, when you actualized yourself as an adult, you needed to put childish things away. Unfortunately, a lot of y'all got to that part and fucked yourself over and everybody else. Y'all started doing all what you wanted to do. Y'all decided Peter Pan was going to be where y'all was going to go. Neverland. Y'all was going to be there. That's what y'all did. The clock is ticking. Remember the croc with the clock in his mouth. Remember that. Anybody knows, I'm always telling you to reference a show because I'd rather you lean on your own understanding and then seek knowledge from the book or wherever you need your resources from so that you can come to it on your own. See, I'm going to show you where to go. I can even talk with you about it, but it's best for you to get your own beliefs, right? Because it ain't on me, baby. I got my own thing to do. All right, so there we got this here. We got Virgo, Libra, Taurus, and that Cancer came on out. So we got Virgo, Libra, Taurus, and Cancer. This all the players? No, it's not always all the players. See, there's remote. There's a lot of remote. But there's a water sign. There's a lot of earth. There's only one air sign, which is communication. So there's there's a common denominator of communication between all these signs. Air is communication, just to let you know. So we got Virgo, Taurus. That's grounding. So someone's grounding in the dirt. Someone's doing dirt, finding dirt, digging dirt. Earth magic. Someone's working on foundational things. Somebody's trying to mess somebody's memories. What? Old friendships, old relationships, reputation, background check. From the ground up, somebody's attacking the foundation. So they were supposed to be coordinated to attack someone's foundation to make it seem like a person was already on unstable ground. But how do you make a person unstable that has always been stable? And everybody that they come across is unstable and trying to destabilize them. How do you do that? How does a pebble approach a boulder? Oh, so now you usher. Moving mountains, moving mountains. Shit, you better let it burn. Oops, you might have let it burn. I think 1515 still work. I think they still hoping you're going to get you a shot of something. You're going to bend over. Not for that. Oh, shit, not for that. Woo! Woo, not for that. Okay, so we've got fruits of labor, rewards, luxury, self-sufficiency, financial independence, unbiased judgment, independent, clear boundaries, direct communication, clear-minded, perceptive. The Hierophant, institutions, tradition, religion, society and its rules, social approval, conformity, forgiveness, bonded mercy, wisdom, trust. And this is the chariot, the seven, that is that Cancer energy, movement, progress, action, integration, determination, willpower, control, direction, departure, courage. So the Cancer energy is moving around, they're traveling, so they're trying to do damage control, they're trying to show up and see who knows what, who does not know what, and what can they finagle around, because they're not done in these streets. Okay, you have to be mindful. Some people just embarrassing, they embarrassing to themselves, so they don't mind embarrassing you. And for real, some people actually think that if you get to enough embarrassment, it's not embarrassment. Yeah, not bright at all. Anyway, so we got the five, which is this institution. It's funny as fuck. Yeah, I'm sorry, I keep dropping these F bombs, but it's what's in there, because I try not to cuss because it's so not nice. But yeah, institutions, tradition, religion, society, and its rules, social conformity. So that tells me that someone is actually running around and they're using whatever you might believe in to put you in a place. So let's say this one person believes in not nothing but them damn cells in their pocket, and whatever they tell themselves in the head. Say you come across this person. If this person hears that you're a 7-day Adventist, they're going to learn everything about a 7-day Adventist and learn how to both pull you in and rebuke you at the same time. So they'll keep you in that situation so that you are so off kilter, you don't realize that this person is actually using your own beliefs to put you in a box. Right? So this happens. And a lot of times it doesn't always have to be romantic. A lot of times we have families that will put you in a box, put you in their own box. And unfortunately, for some of us, we go in, we jump in because we tell ourselves, this is our family. They want the best of us for us. They wouldn't do me wrong. Wrong. They will do you fucked up first because they know your information. So someone is finding out that the whole reason why they're in the situation that they're in was because that person used what they thought they knew against them. The thing about a dumb person is they're so damn dumb that they actually happen upon a good damn plan sometimes. And they're so dumb, they're not scared to try it. The issue is they are banking on you being so damn smart that you so arrogant that you'll dismiss the fact that they're working on your intelligence. See, intelligence can be used against you too. You'll get so arrogant and think, oh, I know this person wouldn't try me. I got this degree. I do this, I do that. Well, you neglect the fact that dumb people talk all the time. Dumb people love to sit there and outsmart smart people because they're like, I'm going to show her. I'm going to show her. And they're so relaxed in their lack of IQ that they actually come up with plans that actually work. It's just that they hardly get away with it. Some of the plans do work. It's just that they don't hardly get away with it. So you have to understand this. Someone has roped themselves into an institution. Maybe somebody has taken tradition and used that as a way to gain access. A lot of people use religion, especially the parents and them. Oh, spare the rod to spoil a child. That didn't mean hit me with a fucking iron, lady. That didn't mean hit me with a cast iron pot. Okay, that's abuse. Or you should listen to your mother and father. Thou shalt not dishonor thy mother and thy father. Oh, well, I'm sorry. I had to dishonor you because you were trying to sell me to someone. My bad. Oh, I had to dishonor you was because you ruined my credit. You took all my money and you spent it on your boyfriend here. And you let him eat all my goddamn fruit snacks. So, yeah, you have to pay attention to that. They'll use the religion while not applying it to themselves. Pay attention to people who love to apply your religion to you and won't apply it to themselves. And they'll hit you with the, but you knew what I was like, and I thought you were better than that. I don't give a, you thought wrong. Don't you ever do more thinking for me than you did for you. Scotty, I'm out. All right. So, yeah. And the Queen of Swords has to have unbiased judgment, independent, clear boundaries, direct communication, clear minded, and perceptive. See, a lot of times when you're giving clear and concise information, it's cool for you. You understood this. But when you have to understand a person of this type of caliber, you could be as clear and direct as you want to. If a person has already decided that they want to confuse you, that you don't know nothing, that they don't want you to know nothing, that you don't, they don't want you to be right, it does not matter how clear you come across. It does not matter what you type. It does not matter how big and black and white you put it. Confusion is going to come for confusion. They're going to deny you. I don't know how many times I've spoken clear English to people and they'll say, huh, what you say? You're ignorant, huh? You weren't listening. It's all right. It's okay. You function like that. Fuck you. And sometimes they will make you low vibrational just like them. And they're happy when they can get you to respond in such a way. They'll take you from using the words that you took you so carefully cultivated your vocabulary, but then you're reduced to 4-letter words in order to explain to this Neanderthal what their job is. And this is what happens. So it is not you. It is not that you're causing confusion. It's just that the places, the people that are working for the other side, they need to bring you down to their level, because to go up to your level would require, or I don't want me to say this, would require a certain amount of diligence, effort, and respect. Something that they never planned on giving anyone. As cheap as it is, it's priceless. And a lot of people, unfortunately, have no idea how to apply the priceless without trying to give it a tag. So go on with your fruits of labor, your rewards, your luxury. Sometimes luxury is just being able to finish a cup of coffee without interruption. Sometimes luxury is being able to, hey, get you a bloom or something, a probiotic drink for your gut. See how that worked in? Yeah. So you see, sometimes you have to go in with your own perspective, because if you always are susceptible to someone coming in and usurping what you believe to be satisfying, you will always be getting yanked out from your peace. When people understand that they can come in and destroy your peace by their desires, by their ambitions, you're telling a person that you don't value your own things, your own thoughts, your own opinions, your own vices. You don't value them because someone could come in and with a word or a suggestion or a mode, they can gently push you out of your own thing. And this is a problem. Do not be people pleasing to the point where the person pushes you out of your own destiny. Some people will push you out of your own future. They will see that you are going upward. They'll see that where you're going faster. You're getting there a lot faster. They didn't have the support that you had. You had more things, even though they weren't perfect. You had more ingredients to your stew than they did. And some people will get out in front of you and say, you know what? I don't want this person to have it. How can I sabotage it? Go around them with drugs. And when I get caught, put them in it. This is how they do it. Go and do something with them. And before they can say anything, because you know they're a private person, go and tell their business. Or go and make up some stuff because they're a private person. So I'm going to get out in front of them and say what I want to say, whether it's true or not, because if I strike first, they got to defend. It's better to play offense than it is to play defense. But some of us are not playing at all. And you have to understand that as well. And there are some. And when we say chosen, don't think that we're trying to be arrogant, and we trying to be a lot of us don't like this chosen shit because it's one of you peons coming after us. We don't like the fact that you chose us to pick on that day. We don't like the fact that you targeted us, because to me that's what chosen is right now. It just means that you put a target on my head because you can't be me. You put a target on my head because you can't control me. You put a target on my head because to realize to let me live and exist in my skin would mean that you don't really like the skin or the thing you in. And you don't like that. And I could be doing absolutely nothing. It's just the simple fact that the spirit in you is so jacked up that you can't just stand the spirit in me, even if I'm not doing a damn thing. And that's jacked up about you. It has nothing to do with me. But there are people who are operating in such a way that they can't stand to see you not be into the things that they're into. Like, why you get to relax? Why you get to smile? Why do you get to have a parent? Why do you get to have a child? Why do you get to have a break? Why? Not understanding the things that you went through to get there. It's just, unfortunately, you don't got to look like shit in the shell. Some people are upset that you have been through just as much as they've been through, but you don't look like shit on a stick. And that's what's up. Clap for yourself if you have survived some crazy things, but you don't look like what you've been through. Because I guarantee you, the moment you start clapping for yourself, there's somebody who's upset, they hurt, they swinging, they fight in the air and all that, because they just can't understand, how did you suffer so well when they celebrating, but they look like, I'd be amazed. I'd be like, how are they partying every weekend? I never see them do anything toward life, but they partying every freaking weekend. And I realized that the same people that was partying every freaking weekend was sitting at the table drinking, thinking about how they was going to hit a lick to pay for next weekend's drinks. Oh yeah, did you hear about those new electronic devices that's supposed to, if you put them close to say your neighbor's front door or your neighbor's wall, it could delay the signal for a couple of seconds so that something can happen before the camera picks it up, or just not pick it up at all. It all depends on how strong they can get the signal to go in and out. Yeah, they got those devices on Temu. And I seen the lady, she be doing promotions. She the one that always do recalls, the food recalls and stuff. She passed on that information, but she did a nice little promotion about that little device. They say if you put it in it, they say that sometimes there be people sitting out at the top of the block and they waiting for somebody who actually got the machine to give them the signal that they done already received the signal for the cars. And this is how your car gets stolen without somebody having the key fob. So be aware. The same way they're selling all of this stuff to help people cheat, hide mode, phantom mode, dark mode, that sort of thing. Yeah, they got all of them. They're using the same devices that they're using to cheat more, to steal more. So if you'll steal, you'll kill. Kill, steal, and destroy. That's what it is. It's the 3. So yeah, that's what's going on. So we got 957. That's Heinz. That's ketchup. 957, that's Heinz, that's ketchup. Ketchup is red. Ketchup is a representation of you know what. But 957 is ketchup. That's Heinz, right? I ain't lying to you. Look. 9. This didn't have a number on it, right? 57, right? Ain't that the ketchup number? 957, that's Heinz, that's tomato, that's ketchup. Now 57, they said there's 957 recipes you could put it in, or 900 something like that. This is the reason why that number is on the Heinz ketchup. Heinz is old. It's an old family. Old family. Heinz is old family. So it's an old family tradition. So It's somebody's old family tradition. This is how it's a damn group of vampires. It's these people, they don't really work as hard as they look like they work, but they live in the high lavish life. If people were to actually know that this is how they was getting their money, that would be a travesty. I'm just reading the cards, and it say 957, and 957 is Heinz, and Heinz is old family money because it's an old family tradition, and they got 957 recipes, which means they got 970 ways for you to. Ooh, they got so many ways to do this shit. I show you how to do this, son. Yeah. Okay. Ho. The Rock or some shit like that. I'm gonna stay out of there. I'm gonna back up out of that. I don't like it. Yeah. You know, I had a question, but then I seen my screen go dark and light, and I think that was the answer. Shout out to Sir, the big one and the little one. Mysterious. Anyway, so yeah, the Queen of Swords, the King of Swords, 28. I got 28. That's 10. So we're still giving a wish fulfillment, but we got the King of Swords, we got this Taurus, this Gemini, this Pisces, and we got this Judgment. Head over heart, discipline, truthful, honest, mental clarity, authority. So somebody is not lying to themselves because everybody else has lied to them. And the only way to be safe is to not lie to yourself, especially when other people are lying to you. Yeah, you might have to deal with the fact that there were people around you that did not like you. And unfortunately, it's people you shared blood with. It's people you shared home with. It's people you shared a blood with. It's people that have been right there. I remember I turned around. Look, I saw somebody's wife when I turned around in public. I saw somebody's son on the elevator when I turned around. I walked past your construction site. I was right there. I was less than a foot away from you. And I turned around and seen you when you were trying to act like you wasn't watching me. This is how close we've been. We've been this close. You see that? We've been this close. And you feel as though I didn't see you, but I saw you. I don't fuck with you because I know what you be doing. And I know what you did to me. And I know what you exposed me to. Happy birthday to me. Yeah, I know what you exposed me to. I don't like this, the fact that one of you little niggas' baby mother is really, really crazy. And you need to do something about that rabbit dog. But I saw you. I just didn't care to speak to you. When you realize that being around people is a detriment to your life, you will be so quick to stay the hell away from people, especially when every time they come around you, they take away from you. And it's not always money. They take away your time, your attention. This little boy called me crying. My baby mother giving me hell. She do this. She do that. She accused you of doing something to our children. She do this. She do that. I say, well, one, you have horrible fucking taste in women, because the bitch would not be beating me down and my whole family. What did you do that you exposed your whole family to this nut job? And then, like, after he sat there and cried to me for a half an hour about this crazy girl, she ended up with my information and start texting me and threatening me through text now numbers, so I can't star 69 or trace her or get back to her. But one thing for sure and two things for certain, crazy like that don't get too far in life. Especially making kids so that you don't have to get a job. And then you messing with men who have to grow up into adults. This man got to pass through life with you as a baby mother, causing all this confusion, all because you couldn't keep your legs closed to a little broke dusty boy who was not led the right way. Now he tries to call and get guidance, and what you do is you shut him off not only from his aunt that he tried to call on you, but then his stupid weak ass allows you to gain access to the aunt. So now the aunt don't want to deal with you, your kids, or her nephew because you're crazy. You are a menace to society. I bet you every time that man think of that nut, he hate himself. And the fact that them kids was so beautiful and came out of you is a loss. I hate that for him. I fucking hate that for him. He should have just went on and nutted in a shredder if this is what he wanted to fucking see for himself. I swear. Beautiful kids. Oh my God. And this girl is a psycho. There are too many instances of this happening. But anyway, 28, King of Swords, Gemini, Taurus, head over heart, discipline, truthful, honest, mental clarity, authority. Someone's not going to keep lying to themselves to be around people. When people keep showing you that they're going to keep making poor decisions and bringing you into it, you can't be the savior no more. You got to let them dig the hole and fill it up with their own self. You can't keep going around people who want to keep creating situations and call you. Well, you know what? When you were having fun and you were drinking and you were turning up, I wasn't called. Do that same action when shit fucked up. Don't call me. Stop calling me when stuff hit the fan. Y'all don't call me when stuff going good. When you're hoeing out of both panty legs and drawers out the back seat of your car and in the damn tailgate party. You don't want nobody to see that. God forbid you don't want nobody to see that. But you gonna call me when you're running out of gas. You gonna call me when you're running out of food. You gonna call me when your head nap because you know I can put a braid or two in it. You're gonna call me because you know your mama never taught you how to cook nothing, but I can cook. But guess what? I don't want to cook for you. You gonna starve. Because I took the time to learn how to fish. And we both were there at that pier with our rods. I don't want to touch it. I don't want to touch it. But your ass wants to eat. Anyway. Disappointment, abandonment, withdrawal, escapism, walking away, leaving behind. Being the only muse is like being the only chosen one. It's like being the only star in the galaxy. It's like being the only planet. How arrogantly stupid. Anyway, disappointment, abandonment, withdrawal, escapism, walking away, leaving behind. Heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and the entire we are. Make it a better place for you and for me. Make it a better place for you and for me. A lot of people don't want to hear the truth that I'm speaking right now. And I understand because it shows how one side played against the other side and everybody's off sides. Woo. I've got to study football lingo a lot more. I like it. All right. So we've got 20, which is judgment. Judgment, rebirth, inner calling, a new phase, absolution, reckoning, awakening, redemption, forgiveness, and mercy. I'm going to tell you, I got an issue with the word mercy. Go to God. I don't have mercy. He's going to give it to you. I ain't got it. All right, so judgment is here. Someone is under judgment. Someone is being judged. Ye heart shall be weighed by the work of your hands. So you have to understand things that have actually happened are what you're going to get judged for, not the things you thought, not the things you lied about, not the things that you thought you got away with. Actual things are going to be judged of you. Make sure you can live with the things that you have participated in. Yes, I did not drink my coffee. Did I tell you that I made that pretty juice? So we've got Taurus, Gemini, Pisces in the judgment. That was this little, I don't know if it says Mercury or whatever. Hold up. Did I bring the book down here? I did. I be wanting to know what that is on judgment because I always change it to something else because it looks like a little vampire with the collar. It looks like, see? Maybe it's my imagination because I have a vivid imagination and I'm kind of an artist. So when I see things, I see them for what? I see them for all the different forms that they might be in. So maybe that's why. It's a blessing and a curse at the same time because people will try to say things because they don't have a damn imagination, but that says something to their lack of childhood experiences or their happiness during childhood. A lot of people do not want to admit that their childhood was jacked up. They would love you to believe that they lived at the Huxtable's house when that is so far from the truth. The last judgment, change of position, renewal outcome. Said nothing of the little character. Nothing. Change clothes, then pose. All right, so we're going back into a creative, happy time. There are a lot of muses, okay? Mate was one, Apollonia was one as well. They existed at the same time. You see how that statement you made was nuts. So yeah, there are men muses as well. Alphonsworth Bentworthy, he was definitely a muse. He is one example of a chosen one being kept safe while in the midst of the beast. Farnsworth, Alfonso, Alf, alien. Someone's alien-like. Someone's alien-like. Huh? Someone's like me? Alf. I remember Alf. He was a pretty cool dude. My nose is itching. Shit. Witchy shit. Alf. And then it turned a little red. Okay. Alf. I'm gonna stay here. My nose is red. I'm not Rudolph. But he did end up being the shit, didn't he? Yeah, they fucked with the nose. Yeah, it's something like that. Somebody's very, 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 yep, very, 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 very unique. Alf. Alfonso? Somebody's very, very, very unique. My nose is itching. Anyway, wish fulfillment. Somebody's about to get a love offer, a business offer, or something offer. It's coming, it's coming, it's coming. I don't know. It's not me. I don't want it. Pay me no mind. Anyway, so 28, there's a 10, wish fulfillment. Somebody's about to get hitched, married, have a baby, create a business, or all of the above. Somebody's about to get all of it. Oh my God. You know what would be fire? And I'm just going to put this out there because it's manifestation, right? A muse meets another muse. And they both fuse together. Wow. Wow. Do you know the things that they create? If one is inspiration and the other is inspiration and they both... Somebody is about to get everything. Oh, I'm about to go. Wash your booty and brush your teeth. It's coming. Don't come for me because somebody's trying to spy you out of this spot. Ooh.